Welcome back. We're going into part 2 here of Roleplay Silver Embers. I forgot what I was doing and where I was for about 2 seconds.
Being a lion has messed you up, dude.
It has.
The best thing to hear. So we spend the whole break, for people who don't know this, we spend the whole break not being able to hear JP because of the way the audio has been. So we're all hanging out and talking. And when we hear JP's voice, that means it's time to get ready. So JP started doing the countdown, and there was a long pause, and he was like, "What am I doing?"
Yes,
And another long pause.
One. What am I doing?
On my end of things, it was. Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Unmute. there's a myriad of button presses and scene
There's a
transitions
lot of
that
buttons
have to occur.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just a cat. It's fine.
You're fine.
It's fine. You got cat brain.
Yeah.
Cat brain. Nice. Okay, so I think as we kind of come back into things, a few things have already happened. So I think that Charles and the lion are escorted to a side room within the station. Like maybe it's used for storing luggage for the lightning rail trains. But as people are beginning to filter out and people are beginning to calm down, it's kind of been cleared away. The staff have been moved out, and now there's just a couple of Warforged watching the door. And Charles and the lion, you've been left in there on your own, whilst some of the other characters are, the NPCs rather, are doing some stuff. Meanwhile, Tilda and Amonkad, you guys are watching the front of the station, and it's probably only been about like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. You're watching the station from a nearby cafe, little drinks, like, a couple of copper pieces for a little hot drink or a stiff drink to watch as time passes. And Charles and Ivo, you hear coming from outside the door the elven man's voice, and he says, "I want to speak to them alone. Don't come in here. This is watch, Matt. This is a watch investigation now." And the guards are just like, "Whatever you say, Sergeant." And they open the door, and this man steps in, and you can see he's very slim. His eyes are quite dark. He's got like dark circles under his eyes. He looks tired. He's got stress lines. His hair is kind of beginning to turn a little white at the brow, and he kind of pushes his hair back nervously, and he kind of leans in, and he's, "What the hell are you doing? What on earth is going on here? Why did you attack that man for no reason? What possible reason could you have had to attack that halfling?"
He's a suspect.
Is he talking to? Yeah, he's talking to Oz.
We're watching from
Yes, he's talking to Charles.
cafe, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm
you
just
guys,
trying to make sure I know what's going on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys can't hear this, but he's talking to Charles.
He was a suspect.
Suspect in what?
The disappearance of a girl 2 days ago.
He has nothing to do with that investigation. That is being handled by the Shan City Watch. We don't need some jumped up PI getting involved in this matter. You could be putting this girl's life at risk for all you know.
It's the thing, no offense, but we wouldn't have been called if you were handling it, would we? And that guy is a suspect, and the fact you didn't know that is telling.
What makes you think he's a suspect in the first place?
Because he confessed to such.
What?
He confessed as such.
He leans in, and he kind of gets closer and closer to you, Charles.
Yes.
Who are you working for?
Who said that? I didn't say that.
Who are you really working for? Come on.
God, what was
Working for the Boromars?
What was Yasmin's
Tarquin.
father's name?
Yasmin's father's name was, oh God, Sam. Talvin, I think. I came up with it. Okay.
Between us, because I am sworn to secrecy, I'm working for Talvin.
Talvin Orion, the rail administrator? What? The last thing I need is the Dragonmarked houses involved in this as well. Listen, I'm sorry. Look, you're a PI, right? You're an investigator.
Yes.
You just need to let this guy go, okay? There are matters involved here. This guy, just let him go. Just, I don't know, follow him. Just, I can't take him in, okay? There's a lot going on here. Yes.
Oh, you are free to let him go. I don't want him.
Okay.
At all, actually. My lion was a bit overzealous.
You hear like
yeah.
like just an exasperation, just a bunch of air leaves my mouth and kind of.
Chuff.
yeah, chuff. There you go.
Right. Listen, you should be careful, okay? That guy works for the Boromars. They're dangerous people. Yeah, Clan Boromar. They're all over Tavik's Landing. And I mean,
you see Charles pull out a notepad and start taking notes. He's doing his job even now.
yeah, they're a nasty bunch. They pretty much run all of Tavik's, and just don't get involved with them, and just try and lay low. If they know that you've attacked one of their informants, then they're gonna come after you. All right. Listen, I'm gonna make a big scene. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let the halfling go, and I'll deal with Orion. But you need to just back off. You need to back off of this investigation right now.
You know what? And he stands up. You got it. And he extends his hand.
Okay. Just give me a deception check, just because.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice. A crit 1.
So he takes the hand and he looks at you real hard and he's like, I mean it. Let this go. This won't end well for you, and it won't end well for me.
And you can tell that Charles is lying, but he's just like, absolutely. Won't pursue.
Takes his hand back. I think you need to wait here for a little bit longer. And then he goes to leave the room, basically.
I try to leave the room when he leaves the room to see if I'm free.
He's like, hey. He's like, pulls out his hand crossbow and he's like, get this thing to back up.
Yeah, another.
Shooting a lion with a hand crossbow would do nothing.
This is what he's got on it.
Like it shoots
got on him. He's like
pencils.
holding his hand out.
Another.
So good.
Another just.
Get out of here.
Is the only person in the room him?
Yes. Yeah, he sounded like he basically had the guards step away and then he came in to talk to you.
Tippy, should we just beat him up and leave?
I mean, it's on you. I only have 26 HP, so. But I do decent damage. And you'll have advantage on all attacks.
If you want to do it.
I call the line back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd go back. I just,
Okay.
I basically like, I walked to the door, told I couldn't leave, do a long circle, walk right back to where I was, and then just like plop on the ground with another yawn.
I'm gonna try and knock him out as he turns to the door.
Yeah, get him in a headlock. Karate chop that fucker.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna
well,
knock him out.
So I think that like the lion's already moved away, but then like as he turns to leave, now satisfied that the lion's backed off, you kind of spring out of the chair and
I just imagine Oz flying across the room like fucking Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. Like, just blast him against the wall.
flying.
I mean, spoiler, I am a monk, so that is exactly what happened. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, you have advantage because he is surprised. You kind of spring out the chair, Batman style, boosh, boosh, boosh. So yeah, give me. I'm assuming you're going to make 3 attacks with flurry. I'm assuming.
Can do, yeah.
Just, I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so 3 unarmed attacks. All of them have advantage. So
Poor dude.
yeah,
crit,
this poor dude indeed. Yep.
crit, or hit. One of
Yeah.
them's a
So
crit.
yeah, crit, hit. You're gonna nail this guy. I can just feel it.
So 20 damage.
20 points of damage. That actually knocks him out. Like that's literally at 19 hit points. So as he goes to turn,
That's my boy.
I like to imagine that he goes to turn. He kind of like puts the hand crossbow down once the lion like leaves. He goes to grab the door and he turns one last time to look at you and say, and you hear the words, "Trust me, leave it," and just like pummel him in the face. There is a
Excellent,
brief
Sam. Now
moment.
finish him.
Yeah, where he reels and he tries to call out, but you just one last punch comes in and the body just drops to the ground. Literally had 19 hit points. I can't believe that.
Nice.
And yeah,
Did
just
Tilda and Amonkad, do they see this? Like the whole thing?
no, you
No,
don't
we're
see
in
this
a
at this
dark-
point.
We're just like at a bar.
Yeah, you guys are in a bar.
I'm
We're in
gonna-
a dark room.
See, I thought we were
So-
able to see like from like a window or something. Okay, so we
no,
can't
because
see
I think we
it.
left.
Got it.
We left to wait. We left to wait across the street for them. So we're just like
Yes,
hanging.
and they were kind of taken into a secure room, basically like a little baggage room, so
Gotcha.
they weren't around any public people.
Okay.
My last, before I jump back to you guys, so what are you gonna do? And this body just hits the ground. What are the two of you gonna do, Ivo and Oz?
You see Charles turn to Ivo, and he says, I'd assume your smallest form, sir, because we are leaving. And as he says it, his voice kind of shakes, and you see his complexion turns, and his skin turns pale, and his eyes become colorless, and his hair becomes silver and longer, and his complexion becomes like androgynous, and he becomes a smaller frame. And then, as quickly as he had shifted out, he begins to shift into the form of Watchman. So he starts to take on the Watchman's complexion, his features. He starts to take the armor off of the Watchman and put the Watchman's armor on. And the last thing you see is a naked Watchman tied up using the trench coat he was previously wearing in the corner of the room.
Yeah, and it's a baggage room as well, right? So you could just pile up some baggage on top of him to like hide him even better.
He's buried.
Okay,
And,
so there's a couple of
gagged.
things. So you get his. So he currently has like leather armor. He has a hand crossbow. He also has identification papers like a Shan City Watch badge, which says Sergeant. What was his name? Sergeant Daladus. And alongside his identification papers, and alongside his badge, there is a kind of like sketched picture, like a photograph, but kind of like a sketch picture of Daladus and another man who seems to be, he kind of has like little spatches of paint on his cheeks, human, kind of bright eyes, kind of slick back hair, and they're together kind of like holding each other really close in this little picture frame next to, it's like his like,
Now
you know, his
snap
loved
his
one
neck.
wallet picture.
Just
Yeah, exactly.
fucking snap his neck. Get him. Now that you know he has a friend, kill that fucker.
But yeah, so we see you take on the Watchman's outfit and you just leave. And I guess Ivo, what do you transform into if you've been told
I'll
to
use
take a
I'll use
small-
my final wild shape for the day and turn into a spider.
Okay, so a little spider crawls up onto the Watchman into his little jacket.
Yeah,
and
I'll
you
go
just leave.
Yeah, I'll go into a pocket or something.
Yeah, and you see Bormaz. You see Bormaz leave the room, and he waves the guards over, and he says,
Sir,
"Do not let anyone in that room until I return."
very
I have
good, sir.
business to attend to."
They just like nod
Very good. And he just
and
walks
then you
away.
leave. Yeah. Okay, so meanwhile, Amonkad and Tilda, you guys are outside watching the plaza itself. Can you both give me perception checks?
I can certainly have a go at it. I'm not very perceptive. I got 17 though, so
17 and a 20 for Tilde.
you gotta show me up. Come on, I was
guys
really
are
proud of that
watching.
17.
I'm perceptive.
You guys are watching the front of this station, and you can see people getting to filter out. And you see a group of 3 or 4 halflings who loiter for a long, long time. And they kind of look around, kind of look things out. And eventually they're joined by the other halfling, the one that the lion had knocked over, the one that Amonkad had previously met. He's kind of holding a head, and you can see that there's a bandage wrapped around it. But he's brought out alongside one of the House Orion assistants. There is some communication, like a conversation, and then the group of all 5 of the halflings begin to leave, and they head towards another part of Tavik's Landing, which the 2 of you would know leads to an area called Dragon Eyes. And what would you? And do you guys just want to wait for the others, or what do you want to do?
I guess like we'll make note of it that they went that way, but
You're
You
still
know.
going to hang on for your other companions.
Well, we have 2 options. We can stay here and wait, and then hopefully the law will be finished with our friends, or we could follow those chubby little mafiosi out and see where they're going. Especially because they're likely to return back to their hole or wherever it is they came from now that they've been bested. Perhaps I'm not the most stealthy. We have trouble with, but perhaps you could blend in and follow them, and I could stay
Well,
here
I'm not
and
very good at
finish my
blending in,
cocktail.
but I do know where they might be headed. That alley kind of leads to a friend of mine. I was
You have a
planning
lot
on
of friends
actually
in dark
introducing
alleys.
you. So I think
Well-
we should wait for our friends. I mean, I don't want to go anywhere without that lion.
The city guard, they could take hours. We might be here a long time, and I promise if it takes hours for them to return, I will be very drunk when they get back.
All right. Let's at least go down there and see where they're up to before you get drunk. Gosh,
we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave some like coin on the table to pay for our drinks, and then we'll follow Tilde out.
Hilda downs the rest of her absinthe and just heads that direction.
Nice. Okay, so you guys begin trailing the halfling. So if you're trying to trail them without being noticed, it's stealth checks for you guys. So both of you will need to make stealth checks. And I will make.
I am going to forego that horse shit, and I'm just
Can I
going
roll
to turn
again?
my
Do I
ass
have-
invisible.
Do I have
Okay.
options to roll again? I don't know if I do on stealth.
For stealth, I believe that you can. I'm trying to remember some stuff that you have. You have a thing where you can just blend in, I think.
I'm checking right now. Oh, I can slip into shadows.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'd say that would take advantage. So we'll take the higher of two rolls.
Okay.
And you're going invisible. So roll again. There we go. So 15.
Okay.
Yeah, so roll.
In fact, actually, I've just realized that the if you roll, you get the two results anyway.
Yeah, the
so
sheet, we have it defaulted, so the sheet always
it
rolls.
has an
two
advantage.
dice.
And you just the first
we
one is
keep-
the first roll, right? And then the second one is the second.
Exactly. Yeah, keep the left
All right,
one.
well, we'll do that. But for this one, we'll take the 12 and 15. So 15. So you watch as Tilda, you kind of like begin moving amongst the crowd. And there is a big crowd kind of traveling in between the districts, and you do your best to blend in. When you turn back to check on Amonkad, there's just nothing there. He's completely gone. He's vanished.
Yeah, and then to make matters more weird, I speak into your mind. And so you hear the strange, like raspy dual voice, and I say, "Do not worry, we are right here. We are just invisible."
Okay. Can you read my thoughts right now?
Yes. You stop
God.
thinking those horrible things.
Oh God.
Yes, it's
Oh.
very bad. The things that are in your
You're
head.
in
We'll
there
talk
now.
about
I
it
guess
later.
make yourself at home. Sorry about that.
No, stop thinking that. No, just stop.
Got
just-
some
I
dirty
don't- we
laundry
can't-
up there if you'd like
I'm
to
gonna
take
turn
it out.
off. I'm gonna turn. You can't. I can't. She can't talk to me anymore.
Okay. So as you're having that conversation in the mind, as you make your way through, you begin following these, 5 halflings, and they make their way into Dragon Eyes. The great gate entrance to Dragon Eyes is as ostentatious as to be expected. A great golden dragon curls and sweeps around 2 large towers and looms down on those that pass underneath it into the district itself. Glittering jewels, red as blood, and golden scales tempt those that walk beneath it with fantasies of wealth and power. Red lanterns of magical lights float above the district streets, hundreds, if not thousands of them. It's said that each of them is a dream of someone who came to Sharn and to Dragon Eyes with a dream before it was sucked out to lure even more wayward souls to their doom, like will-o'-the-wisps of greed and lust. The district itself is full of the rich and the poor, gambling houses, brothels, stores, banks, bars. It's a cacophony of sound and noise and light. Many of these places have illusory signs or images displaying on these kind of large boards outside their place. It bombards you with sensations, smells, sounds, everything. You follow the 5 halflings, and they duck down into an alleyway, kind of heading down in between what appears to be an old, worn-down kind of inn, or maybe like a hotel, leading deeper into the actual district itself. As you round the corner and begin making your way down, you have that sensation that, oh, hang on, this would be a bad place for an ambush. And that's when you notice that there's only 3 of the halflings in front of you. And then you hear I thought I told you, fella. That lion may have surprised me before, but you messed with the wrong people, comes from behind you. as you see the bandaged halfling kind of stood behind you with a small dagger in one hand. The halfling woman next to him has a sling with a very vicious, sharp-looking rock, whilst the other three on the other side all load crossbows.
So into Tilda's mind, I say, "Uh-oh, they can see you. You're in trouble."
Get the hell out of my head!
Oz and Ivosios. How do I pronounce it, JP?
Ivosios. Yeah.
Ivosios.
Let's call him Ivo for sure. He likes that.
Ivo makes sense too. Yeah.
Ivo makes sense.
Yeah.
So you guys come out of the station in the new disguise, and you look across to the bar where you saw Amonkad and Tilda headed. You don't see them there.
I mean, I'm a
Where would you like
spider,
to go?
so
You are a spider. You're a
I'm
spider.
spider.
I can't really communicate really anything to you. So I just like crawl on your face and crawl away, I guess.
Mhm.
Do a little tap dance.
Yeah.
I really hate doing this part, but I guess I walk up to the barkeep,
Mhm.
and I'm like,
Yeah, it's like a
Hi.
little cafe with like a veranda that looks out on the station. So it's, it's not even necessarily a barkeep. It's probably like a very trendy young woman in like a very kind of like slim dress who's like, "Oh, hi there.
I'm assuming
How can I help?"
they would know who Daladis is, right?
You're not sure. Maybe there's a lot of officers. Like the Sharn Watch is a pretty big organization. They might not necessarily know an individual officer.
Okay.
But they say like they see the uniform actually, and they'd say like, "Oh, can we help, officer? What is there a problem?"
Yeah, he's like, I'm looking for two citizens. One was a very tall elven woman, quite attractive. She would have had a more homely looking man with her.
I remember he had a very unusual accent. It was quite sweet. Yeah, they were here just a
Motherfucker, I have
second ago.
17 charisma.
Yeah.
Homely my
They
ass.
said that you were. Yeah. Well, no, that's Sam. Yeah. Oh. They say like, oh yeah, they were here just a moment ago. I think that they left a few minutes ago, maybe.
Did you know what direction they left in?
Let's find out. She kind of thinks for a second.
Let me clarify that homely means something different in England than it does in America, Adam.
Oh, okay.
Does
They
it?
have very different meanings. Yeah.
Unless homely means extremely handsome. I don't believe
It means it just means plain.
Sure. All right.
You're just plain.
We'll talk
17
about this.
charisma.
We'll talk
plain.
about this later, Sam.
Yeah.
You plainly
You guys
dressed.
can have-
You were plainly dressed.
Uh-huh.
All right. It was,
Just stop trying to dig, Sam. Just stop trying. So she kind of thinks, she's like, no, it's tricky. I remember him. He had like a strange manner about him. Maybe, and she gestures in the direction of Dragon Eyes, but she's like, I think maybe towards Dragon Eyes, but I'm not sure, sir. I'm sorry.
hey, thank you very much for your help. You have a great night. And he gives her a coin.
Okay.
And then
all right, she takes
yeah,
that happily.
Make sure there's still a fucking spider crawling on him, and he heads that way, I guess.
I feel
Nothing
bad
else.
that JP's like barely had a chance to speak.
No,
'cause
no,
he's just
this is
been an
great.
animal the whole time.
Trust me,
I love this.
I enjoy characters, funny enough, that actually can't speak. This is a common trend.
Yeah, this is not the first time.
So, yeah, what do you do, Oz? Are you going to head off in that vague direction and hope that you can kind of find them?
I mean, maybe I could put it to the bar and see if anyone saw which direction they went.
Sure.
But
Why don't you give me a when you just give me a general charisma check? So just D20 plus charisma, and see kind of like the vibe that you get. And are you flashing the badge, or are you just kind of going up and asking casually?
I'm offering like some coin.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Maybe
I'd say
fine.
advantage
I'm
if you're
with
offering coin. Are you with me, sir?
There it goes.
We got it. Oh,
That's
I don't,
crit.
don't even need to roll again.
So, there is a woman at the bar that you didn't notice when you first came in, which is kind of surprising because she's definitely You know, she's somebody that you would take notice of. Long dark hair, pale skin, elven, kind of similar in a way to Tilda. Like there's not quite sisterly similarities, but like they maybe came from the same area, maybe, or you know, kind of similar kind of region. Long dark hair though, and she is kind of listening as you're asking everybody else, and she's just like, "Officer, I happen to know. I think I might have seen them heading towards Dragon Eyes. They were following a group of halfling men, I think."
Is that so? Well,
yes, I noticed it because, well, I think I might have recognized one of the halfling men. He's somebody that I've been waiting to meet. But Dragon Eyes is quite a dangerous area. I wasn't sure if I should go myself.
Well, I suppose I'll be heading that direction anywho now, if you would like an escort.
Oh, would you mind? I didn't want to take you from any official duties, sir.
I am off duty right now.
Oh.
Shall we?
Oh. She smiles and she's like, "Oh, certainly. Yes, I would love to." And she kind of takes the hand. And she's just like, "This city is very strange. I've not visited Shan in a long time, so it's a little scary, quite honestly."
He kind of puffs his chest out. Well, with a god like me around, you'll be totally fine.
I bite Sam.
Ow!
Yeah. Oh.
If you want me to roll for it, I will.
No, I kind of want Sam just to roll the Constitution. Did you have poison as a
I
spider?
do have poison, yes.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if that takes effect.
Spider Sam does whatever a spider Sam. That's it. You did it, man.
It's a DC 9, so you should be able
Constitution saving throw.
And he rolls a 9. Perfect.
Just about.
barely.
Yeah.
So you feel this like, and you feel this like fiery burning kind of pierce through into your neck as the spider scuttles down. But it doesn't seem to. You kind of manage to kind of like maybe take a big drink of water and like, let's go.
If to drink.
Okay. So you begin making your way, and then we jump back over to this kind of darkened alleyway. The red lights kind of casting this dull glow over it from these floating lanterns across the city as these 5 halflings basically stand on either side of you, Tilda, and an invisible Amonkad, who they don't seem to have noticed.
It's because I'm invisible.
All right. I give. What's going on here?
You've been asked your friends that were around earlier, the one with the big kitty cat. They were asking a lot of questions. I warned one of your friends.
Strong word, my friend.
Yeah, maybe. You're asking a lot of questions, getting involved in something that is none of your business. Maybe my boss is kind of interested to find out exactly what you know. So why don't you come with us, pretty lady? We'll take you to a nice little gambling club nearby, and you can meet him. Tell him what you know.
I do like gambling. Now, I know we were both at the train station together, but I didn't ask you any questions at all.
No, but your funny little friend did. The one who thinks he's a badass with his weird eyes and spookiness. I don't know.
Has this guy
Have
ever
you
looked in a
seen
mirror?
him?
He's
Have
like
you
3
seen him
feet
play
tall.
poker? Have you seen him play poker? You'd change your mind.
Well, maybe you can get in a few games when you come and speak to the boss, huh?
I sure would
No
love
harm,
that.
no foul. All right, let's go and you can go and meet Vincaro. Come with us.
Vincaro. And she extends a hand with very manicured nails. You can call
He
me
kind of looks
Tilda.
up because he's like 3 feet high. He looks up. He's
Yeah.
just like, you can save the charms, lady. None of us are interested in your kind around here. And then
You sure about
you hear this
that?
kind of like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yo, you're the kind of tree we don't want to climb. You get my meaning? Come on, leave it alone.
Get
How's the weather up
These
there?
These halflings keep it in the family, you know. So he's like,
Okay.
yeah, we're pretty sure. Come on, get those long legs moving, Tree Strider. And he kind of
All
like,
right, whatever you say. And she just does a little hair flip.
Okay.
Starts following him.
Okay. You know that you're not that far from your friend's place. His place is around here, but they kind of lead you down onto the main street. And they actually lead you to a very nice looking gambling place, like a small little casino, but it looks clean. It's got a very elegant kind of black and red design to it. And the sign out the front calls it the Little Ruby Social. And you can see that the signpost has like a little kind of glass with rubies kind of spilling out of it as a small illusion. And inside, you can see that there is these large den rooms with gambling tables. You can see like roulettes, games involving cards and dice, all kind of spaced around. There's a large circular bar where various halflings are serving drinks and food and snacks. But they kind of lead you through the main room out into a back where there are these two very wide, very muscular looking halflings. And they're both wearing like these proper like little suits, and they've got like the little bow ties, but they're still like, you know, these tiny little hobbits. And they kind of look up, and they kind of gesture you inside. And as they open the doors, it leads into this smoking parlor, and the thick, acrid smell of cigars and bourbon kind of swirls in the air as you're led into this, you know, fireplace, not too dissimilar to Tarek's parlor. And you're kind of led inside and sat in this enormous armchair that completely engulfs him is this middle-aged halfling. He's got scars all over his face. His hair is cut incredibly short. He has like a little mustache over his eyes. And he looks up. He's like, "Oh, I see that you brought a guest to see me. Come in."
Is it by chance the day of his daughter's wedding?
No. It could be. That's next week. I'm not gonna go full Godfather with him, but he's gonna talk like this.
It's funny because he's so little.
Yeah, those halflings, man. Clan Boromar is a real thing in this campaign setting, and they're amazing. And he gestures in. He's like, "Oh, one of you brought me here. Very good." The little halfling that was with the bandage comes over and speaks to him. He's like, whispers in his ear, and he's like, "Thank you. Go and enjoy some time outside. The boys can handle this one." So, madam, what is your name?
I'm Tilda. It's good to meet you.
Do you have a second name to go with that first name, pretty lady?
You can call me Till if you'd like.
So, I hear that you are asking some questions about a missing girl.
Not sure why everyone thinks I'm the one asking the questions here. I haven't been saying anything.
My apologies. Your associates or those that you seem to be involved with have been asking some questions related to that. And of course, as a concerned citizen of this great city, I am obviously very interested in helping solve this little problem. And as your companions or associates seem to be interested, I thought that perhaps you might be able to help me understand who they are trying to help.
All right, fair enough. Is there a chair I can sit in? This might take some time.
Of course. And he's like, you know, gestures over, and a lovely kind of plush chair is brought over, put right in front of him. And he sat, like, the chair that he sat in is probably for like a huge orc. So his feet don't even like reach the edge. He's like got pillows, and he's kind of like really fully propped up. And he's just sat in there. He's got a massive cigar in one hand. He gestures, "Take a seat, please."
And she does.
So, who are your friends working for?
Well, if you must know, there's a lion involved.
I have heard that.
Yes. Have you any experience with polymorphs?
I have some experience, yes.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Not
this
to my
lion,
own tastes. Mm.
right? And I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again? I don't believe.
My
Nickname,
apologies.
perhaps.
I have nicknames, but you may call me Vincaro of Boromar, the prestigious family.
Okay. Do you go by Vin?
Vince.
Oh, Vince. Oh, that's very established. Okay. Well,
I was
this
also
lion,
known as the Vice when I was younger.
Okay. That's more information than I asked for. This lion is quite possibly one of the best known lions. He actually escaped a circus at one point. We've been following him for some time. He thinks he's our friend, but we've actually been tracking him for several months now. This lion took interest in some girl. I don't know. Very feminine, very pretty, has something wrong with her eye, I guess. Maybe it's, I don't know, cataracts, I suppose. We're not sure yet. We've been following him for a long time. Grouped up with him, you know what I mean? Like, we're really, really chums at this point. So, they don't talk to me much. I just sort of listen.
Okay. Can you make a deception check for me?
You sure can, buddy.
Oh. Okay. Oh. You have no interest in the girl, and you've been following this lion, an escaped lion from the circus. That's to be my understanding.
Mhm.
It is a shame. It is an honest to goodness shame.
I am interested, but only to see how it plays out. You know what I mean? I'm really one there for the drama and not necessarily attached to anybody in particular.
Yes, I do understand. I am of my own interest, very interested in drama, as you say. You know, it's a shame to waste such a powerful, talented, dragon-marked house heir like yourself, Miss Vialan. That's a shame. That's an awful shame. I've always appreciated the work that your house does. And the fact that you have come to Sean here to meet with your previous lover, Tarquin Denieth, I think that's very sweet. See, I know more about this than you think. See, Tarquin, he's not a friend of mine. And when I heard that his little ward was missing, I became quite interested. There's a few things that I might be interested in knowing about this girl. How would you like to make a business arrangement?
What kind of arrangement we talking?
How much is Tarquin paying you to find this little ward of his?
It's funny you assume that he's paying me. If you know Tarquin, you know that he's cheap.
From my experience, he is a man more concerned with his honor than his gold, but he's never skimped out on paying people before. But perhaps you and he have some unknown past that I'm unawares of.
200 up front, 800 later when we find the girl.
Interesting. Amonkhet, at this point, are you just listening in? You're just kind of like
I'm
paying
literally
attention.
just standing in the room trying not to breathe too loud.
Just like, please don't find us. Please don't find me.
Yeah, just like waiting, listening, waiting to see if Tilda is going to try and screw us over. Like, just like. Thankfully, I can speak to your mind if I need to. But I'm trying really hard not to be here. I'm just like an invisible guy.
He looks at you, Tilda. I would be more than willing to pay you, an expert in espionage and secrets. If you recover this girl, bring her to me. I will pay you 1,500 gold.
Done.
Because I think that this girl, I think that she can earn us both a little bit more coin than old Tarquin is being willing to pay. Nothing nefarious. The Baramars, before you get the wrong idea about us, I'm not talking about any of that stuff that Dask or those filthy goblins may be up to, but some higher collar crime.
Fair enough. I want payment up front.
How about this? I will give you no payment up front, but I also won't have my boys beat you up.
Solid deal.
Sounds good to me. Now, if you want some information, we've been struggling to find her ourselves. We know that she was met by someone at the train station, somebody in a cloak, a courier or a house representative, maybe. They met the girl. They made their way through Dragon Eyes. That's when my boys tried to grab her, but they got away. They got away from us. They ran up into Stoneyard, the lower North Edge district. That's shifted territory. Those beasts are a right pain in my ass. Always trying to deal with them. They disappeared into Stoneyard.
Racist ass halfling.
super racist.
He's in the shifter neighborhood. You know what they're like. Like, fuck you, you little jerk.
Absolutely. He's like, we've been trying to get into their territory for a while now, but they're a nightmare to deal with. We haven't been able to get in since. The girl's still there, I'm pretty sure. Or certainly as sure as I can be. I think there's an inn, something called Whiskers. They were heading in that direction. You go there, you find that girl, bring her to me. Maybe I have something.
How do I know I can trust you?
You don't, quite honestly. But I'm a good businessman, an honorable businessman. I don't like cutting deals with people that I, wouldn't normally work with. You seem like a good sort. I've worked with your house before. I think we can come to an arrangement here. I've given
Are
you
those
some
North
free
Edge
information.
cigars?
They are. You want?
You mind?
Slides over a box.
Oh, just the one. You can provide
Just
a light for
nods.
me.
Yeah, he kind of like gets up, stands up on the chair because his legs don't reach the bottom, kind of moves over, climbs down, waddles over towards your chair and pulls out like a small, long cylinder, like a brass cylinder, which he flicks and a small flame kind of appears from it, holds it up.
If you know where the girl is, why?
Vaguely.
Why drag me in here?
Because honestly, sending a bunch of my boys and girls in there is going to cause lots of problems. It's gang related. It's gang territory. I send in freelance third party. Becomes easier to deal with. My guys and girls are good at breaking knees, breaking toes and fingers. We're good at causing a ruckus. We're not so much about sneaking in on places individually.
So you're saying you're good at gumming it up, and you basically need someone else to pin it on, and if anything goes wrong.
You're a smart one. I like it. You catch on quick. If you've got any friends, it might be worth asking around with them as well. Maybe they know more about the shifters. We've never been able to deal with them very well.
I'll look into it. Just
So with
cigar,
that,
though.
he's like, of course. He kind of gestures. It's like, you're free to go. With that, we'll jump back over to Ivo and Oz. Sorry for leaving you guys out for a bit. So Oz, you follow, this woman kind of leads you. And as she's going, she kind of comments a little bit on the city. And it's kind of casual conversation, just kind of, small chit chat, small talk. But she leads you into Dragon Eyes, this kind of very over-the-top Chinatown-esque kind of district. And she leads you down saying, I think I saw them heading this way, and I know that a lot of halflings go to, there's a place called what's it called again? The Little Ruby Social. I think that they might have gone there, perhaps. I see quite a few halflings going in and out.
I bite Sam again.
And you're sure the person you need to meet is there? Or...
A halfling man, yes, I think so.
I mean, you know the name of the specific halfling man you're to meet, right? There are
I don't know.
Of them.
She kind of, give me an insight check. She's like, I don't know quite. It's it's tricky. I think he has a lot of names, or maybe nicknames or something like that. I would know him if I saw him, though.
Great. We'll look at all of them.
Well, I mean, this club, I think he maybe works there or something.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
So she leads you down, and you see this kind of very ornate club. And as you step inside, you see these gambling tables, these, large, kind kind of like big poker tables, tables with dice games. There's even what appears to be like a small kind of penned off arena down at the very back of the place itself, where there is some sort of like fight, like an organized fight. Maybe like little constructs, like little snake-like constructs are fighting against each other, and people are betting on that as well. There's also like a second-tiered terrace where there's more exclusive-looking card games and chandeliers over the main hall itself. You step inside, there's a couple of halflings on the door who kind of look you over. And when they see the watch uniform, the halflings are like, "Hey, Daladus, what are you doing here?"
Escorting this young lady through a rough part of town.
Funny, I didn't think that we'd see you around here. You know, you should probably go in and speak to Vincaro. Keep him updated on what's been going on with the matter that you're helping us with.
That's the plan.
All right. You see the woman kind of looks at you a bit confused, but he's like, "Go on." And then as he comes in, you see the little halfling tip to a back door, and the halfling kind of gives it a nod as well and kind of looks at you and gives you a nod.
Okay. Is she coming with me, or is she just...
Yeah, she kind of steps in with you and then starts like looking around like, "Oh, you seem to know these people."
I've met with them once or twice.
Oh, do you know the people? So, do you know? I don't know what his name is. I think they call him Vin.
That's who I'm going to meet right now. Would you like to come?
Oh, certainly, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
Smiles.
Do you make your way towards?
Oz is shitting himself. He's in too deep. He's too deep.
Yeah. So you can make your way over with this elven woman, and you make your way over to the second set of doors, which leads into some sort of back area. And the halfling kind of nods, and he kind of like sneers at you. It's just like, "Hope you're being a good boy, Daladus." And then he opens the door and leads you in, and you see sat, kind of smoking a cigar with this tiny halfling godfather. You see Tilda, who's just kind of sat there, and you see the elven watch captain. No idea that this is Strippin's character. You see him kind of enter with another woman, and there's a hint of recognition when you see this elven woman. Sorry,
while everyone's eyes are on Sam's current character and the elvish woman, I want to sneak out like the pant leg and go on the floor and start spider climbing on the ceiling. And then if there's is there a window or anything in this room?
Yeah, absolutely. There's like a big kind of like vaulted windows, like arch windows at the back, which look out onto some of the rest of the district.
I'm going to start spinning a web in the window.
Okay. Okay, nice.
Some pig.
So you just watch, this tiny little money spider. So you step in, you start spinning your web, and as you look around, so Tilda, you see this elven woman that has entered with the watch captain. You would probably instantly recognize that you suspect that this is a member of House Thorani. This is the other side of the Mark of Shadows house. Trained assassins, trained killers. Because there's been such a rivalry between your two houses and you come from the same bloodlines, that there is this kind of always awareness of when your rivals are in the business. And you see this woman, and you can see the kind of telltale signs. Her long kind of like sleeve tunic probably hides her dragon mark tattoo. You can see the way that her kind of like tight athletic body is well trained for the kind of work that she probably does. And there's that dangerous kind of sense in you that this woman is probably quite dangerous. And as the little halfling man looks over it, he's like, Daladus, what a wonderful and interesting surprise that you would come and speak to me after I find out that some people assaulted one of my friends at the very station. But I did hear that you made sure that he got his proper release, which we are obviously very grateful for. The smoke just coils out and fills the room with silence. And I think that as the smoke begins to coil out, little drifts of it begin to hit Amonkad's form. which invisibility lasts how long for me, Adam?
It's an hour. It hasn't been an hour yet. Come on.
Maybe. I mean, you're not quite sure how long. It's been pretty long. Like you have to walk between like districts, and getting to different areas can take a bit of time. It's certainly cutting it close.
Fucking covered in sweat. He's just perspiring everywhere. I'm fucking dripping.
You know that the spider's not on you. I would say at this point.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Please excuse me. I was just having some business with this lovely lady. My good madam, you're free to carry on with the business we discussed.
Are you sure I can't stick around just a little longer? I promise I won't be a bother.
Oh, no, I think it best that I have a little conversation with my good friend. And who is this other lovely elven woman that you've brought with you, Daladus? I thought that your tastes aligned elsewhere.
I thought you loved
Happily
the
married
company
man,
of
I thought.
women. I brought these women for you.
I'm sorry,
And
women?
you see the woman nods her head. She's like, oh, thank you so much. It's so wonderful to meet you, Vincaro. I've been hoping to get your attention for some time. And then she pulls from her waist a small vial stopper, kind of hidden in some sort of black folds, throws it to the ground, and a big plume of acrid smoke begins to fill the entire parlor. Can everyone roll initiative for me, please?
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
It is time.
I'm ready.
Now, do I roll my spider initiative or do I roll my
I
character
believe you
initiative?
technically do.
You would roll your spider initiative.
Okay, I'll take it.
I don't know if I did it right. I guess I don't have a token. Did I do it? Did it show up?
Yeah, I didn't have the token select, but yeah.
Okay.
There's no tokens, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm tracking the initiative manually as well, so I can always do it.
Doke.
So 18 for Ivo. Did you roll yours, Adam?
I haven't yet. No. Give me a sec here. I got a 4.
You got 4. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, now 2 Elven spies going at the same time. 7. That is Godfather, and then Gangsters. So you watch as the entire parlor fills with this thick, acrid smoke that kind of pillows out in this 20-foot radius. Tilda, you get this kind of sense of like, okay, something's kicking off. What would you like to do?
Ooh, her first reaction, since there is no one besides Amonkhet in here that she is that she cares about, aware of, her first instinct is going to be to get the hell out.
Okay.
She roll maybe like investigation to see like if like there's a window, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a spider in it.
Yeah, please don't break through the window. That would go real bad.
I
mean, you don't know I'm here, so feel free to do whatever you want to. Yeah.
She has no idea that
I am weaving a web though. So if you look
What's so great about this whole situation is that I don't know that JP is a spider. I don't know that Oz is pretending to be the captain. They don't know that I'm here but invisible. Hilda doesn't know that they're here, but she knows that I'm here. And like there's just so much misfiring of communication.
Yeah.
Okay, she's looking at the window. How large is the window? Is it big enough to fit out?
It's a big window. It's like a big fancy window that you would see in a kind of like classic, Scarface style manor kind of deal. It's this big kind of like arched window. It's got some pretty thick kind of cross beams, but yeah, like if you wanted to try and jump through it, you could definitely try that.
That's her. That's the idea. She definitely does not want to be there, especially with this Thorani in the doorway. She's like, nope. This is a danger zone.
Time to get out. Okay. So how do you want to just try and jump through it yourself, or do you want to try and do something to like break it first?
Here's the other thing: is this like second story, third story, or is it on like is it ground level?
I would say this is ground level because they're halflings. They probably wouldn't want to like.
Good point.
Go up too many steps.
Okay. Yeah. Because JP, she has no idea.
No. I'm totally fine with this. Yeah.
She just wants to get out.
Yeah.
And she is also assuming at this point in time that Amun-Kad is just invisible. He can just turn himself invisible. She doesn't know that it's like a spell that's going to wear off. She's going. She's going to try to go out the window in the smoke.
Okay. So I think if you just try and jump out for it yourself, you can make an athletics or an acrobatics check for me.
Okay, let's try acrobatics.
See how well you kind of like cover yourself as you jump through it, and see if you've got enough force. Okay, yeah. So you easily manage to, I think like you run up to it and you kind of turn your back where you've kind of got this padded kind of trench coat. You tuck your arms and legs in and just let the force of gravity kind of sail you through this window, hoping that it's not too thick. And you do manage to smash through. JP, as a spider, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Well,
I'm sorry, JP.
I think as she like dives through it, the web is there, but in this one like link of the web, you see the little spiders going real fast as the person is about to run into it, and it just spells out "fuck."
And then,
so I'm
we get the smashing of glass.
It's +2. Oops, that's my full character sheet. Sorry. D20 +2. Roll well. 13.
13. I think that is enough that you kind of like let go of the web and manage to avoid like the shards of glass that come smashing out, landing as like a little spider on the ground before the too much damage is kind of sustained.
Okay.
And probably use a little bit of web to kind of make sure you don't fall and get hurt too badly.
Great.
And so Tilda, you smash out onto the outside of the building itself, into like a back alleyway, and you can see that there's dim lights, like these dim red floating orbs, which kind of gives you like a very loose low light to navigate by. But it's a very narrow alleyway that ducks between all of the different shops and gambling halls and brothels and everything else. And you hear from back in the building, you hear the woman's voice this time, like, "Where is she? Where is she?" And something is going on in the smoke. You can hear like kind of grunts and stabs from the Godfather, from Vincaro, just like, "Where is my daughter?" And he's just like, "Boy," he's like calling out. He's like, "Come on, boys, get in here. This crazy, let's deal with her." And like some sort of scuffle is going on inside. I'm not going to roll for the NPCs. I'm just going to make some assumptions about how much damage and stuff they do. Which brings us to after those guys, Ivo, I believe.
Who is second in the initiative order?
So it is the Elven Badass Lady.
Okay.
I'm too used to doing this all manually, so I don't use it.
No, it's okay. It's just so we can keep track of it.
So yeah, it's Elven Fancy Lady is 20. Let's say 20, just because I had a second after.
She goes after. Yep. Okay.
Yep. And then it's Ivo. Then it's the Gangsters. Another 18 or 17.
Okay, perfect.
And then Vinny is 7.
Vinny is 7. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Sweet. Thanks. So Ivo, what would you like to do? For the
For
time being, the woman seems to be focusing on Vincaro.
If I can ask questions about the room, that's what I want to do, but not
Sure.
as the full action. Being that this is a halfling building, are the rooms small?
The ceiling is a little bit lower, so I think
how's low?
Tilda could stand up, so they're probably like 7 feet high, like the actual ceiling. So she could stand up and have a little bit of headroom above her, because the halflings don't want to make it only for halflings. This is a gambling hall for like anybody to come into, so it still accommodates human-sized, medium-sized creatures.
Sure. How big's the room? I think you might have described this earlier, and you said the smoke was 20 feet by 20. So
yeah, the smoke is about 20 feet. So it doesn't completely engulf the entire room. I think I didn't describe the room in detail. It's probably about 30 feet by about 40 feet. There's plush armchairs. There's a bar at one end with various bottles of fine-looking liqueurs. There is a fireplace. You can also see mounted animal heads on the wall. It has a very parlor feel, and it's about 30 feet by 40 feet.
Okay. And it's filled with
writing
smoke.
desk in a corner.
right?
I'd say about, so like a good chunk of it. There's like a small faction near the bar, which the smoke hasn't quite reached.
Okay. So I fall to the ground as a spider after Tilde is broken through the window. I will revert back to centaur form in the room.
So, for the chat's benefit, you are a centaur.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this is the first time we've seen centaur version of you. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. So I'm now a centaur.
So what does that look like?
The bottom half is red fur, and I think up until like waist high, where it just turns into normal human skin. And it's kind of the camera starts at the legs and works all the way up, but then you get to the face and you just see a centaur there with a giant cigar, and he takes a long draw of the cigar and exhales the smoke. And I want to cast fairy fire, so the smoke kind of turns into this illuminating pink smoke, this bright pink smoke.
Oh my god.
I'm going to cast fairy fire on all the...
Is it deck save and DC?
I will paste it there in the chat for us.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. So deck save. So let's do House Agent first. So let's do Elven Lady. So she passes. And then we'll do Vinny. He's got Nout. Still passes.
Yeah, my spell save is 14.
And then I guess also Oz as well will need to make the save, as will Ammon Cad.
Yeah, it goes on everyone. Any object or any creature.
Yep.
Motherfucker, I'm invisible. You're ruining my shit.
I know. Look, I was trying to spot the others.
Hello, everybody.
Chaos. Chaos.
I've been here the whole time.
Yeah, you did fine.
Good.
I was gonna say,
This isn't the first time that he's fairy-fied me in a crowd.
I really hope that.
Sucker.
I was
It literally does nothing.
Really
There's just
wild.
cool pink smoke that fills the room. And then
Everyone just kind of looks at
Fantasia
you.
Disney movie.
Yeah. And then I'm the biggest target, and I'm just like,
You just hear this like, what the fucking hell is a centaur doing in here? And then you just
Yo,
chaos. just kind
whose
of erupts.
centaur is this?
yeah.
Whose centaur's in here? How'd he get inside?
Spell was
I gotta talk to my security guys about this.
And that's my turn. There's nothing else I can do. So I'll move up. In terms of move, I'll just move closest to the window.
Okay, so you move
and,
it close
and
to the
shout
window.
back out to Tilde and say, "Get back inside. We're fighting."
So this centaur like appears in the window and yells that at you. So about four halfling thugs carrying crossbows and long clubs basically manage to get inside the room. They basically arrive at the doorway from the casino, where you can hear all these different shouts and cries as people are like going fire, fire, screaming. About four of these halflings with baseball bats and crossbows basically appear, and they're like, "What's going on, boss? Oh shit!" And they're like, beginning to load the crossbows as they see the centaur and the crazy elven assassin who's trying to kill their boss. But that's pretty much going to be their full turn. It's like grabbing their gear and then dashing over. So we go to Oz.
Oz is going to. I mean, Ivo said we're fighting. He was going to jump out the window too. But
Okay.
Now we're fighting. He doesn't. So I'm just surrounded by halflings right now.
Yeah, at the moment, like four halflings appear behind you.
All right, yeah, I just start kung fuing halflings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
Yes,
Kick him
do
like
it.
a football.
Let's go.
Time to
I guess
punch
I'll-
some halflings.
Yeah, I'll just attack the nearest halfling.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they're basically right by the door, so you can attack any of them as you need to. Okay, so the first strike, that's the 12. So the first strike kind of goes wide, but the halflings are pretty nimble. They actually seem like they're pretty decent fighters. They kind of duck under as you kind of swing with one blow that sails over. You can then do you want to do your unarmed strike for your martial arts as a bonus action?
Yes, I have to take the modifier off, right?
It's just an unarmed strike.
It just does less damage, right?
Boom. No, I don't think it does on unarmed strikes, does it? For
Well, the question
martial arts?
there's two things. One of two things.
Oh, I see.
Is
Is it
right?
two weapon fighting? Yeah.
It's not a punch with the right and then a swing with the left. The thing that we're conflating two things. You could be doing like a flurry of blows with a key point, or it's an offhand attack, which does.
Well, no, because monks can just do martial arts as a normal bonus action. So they can flurry of blows. They get 2 unarmed strikes, and then martial arts is just 1 extra bonus unarmed strike.
Yeah, with the bonus action. But doesn't the flurry cost the bonus action anyway?
Yeah, but it costs the key point as well. So you can martial arts without spending a key point and just get the extra bonus action thing, but you still get your full benefit to it. So you still get your full damage roll.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So this time, is it like do you swing around with like a kick or something like that?
Yeah, it'd just be a roundhouse kick or something.
So you smash one of the halflings in the head, and he doesn't quite fully go down, but you smash him to the side, and you can see him reeling from the blow as he kind of pulls up the baseball bat, like, whoa, what the fuck just hit me? And he's like swinging around, like unsure where the blow just came from. But he's still standing, just very dazed. Cool. Anything else?
Not from me.
Okay. So on Vinny's go, Vinny is going to he turns, he sees this woman kind of striking at him, and he kind of pulls his cigar out, throws it on the ground. He mutters some sort of arcane gibberish under his breath, and this ice-like armor just begins to kind of completely encompass his form, like a suit of full plate made of ice, just kind of all over him, and he's just like, try hitting me now, you crazy bitch. And he starts like fumbling for like a knife in his back pocket, and he's like trying to get ready for her next waves of assault. Amonkad.
Well, I have so many options. I kind of just want to like leave so that I'm not where all the fighting is. I will take.
No, Adam, stay with your 12 hit points, please.
I will take the move action to get 30 feet away from where the fighting is happening.
Okay. That probably put you at the bar.
Nobody that I know or like is fighting these halflings. Right? There's a weird centaur that I don't know, and there's a cop.
The watch officer,
recognize.
There's a cop that somehow knows martial arts.
Yeah, karate cop.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't have a weapon.
I will follow Tilde outside through the window while I retain my invisibility.
Okay. So I think Ivo would get a sense that an invisible creature jumps past you out of the window. Like you wouldn't know it's there to try and stop it, but you kind of you feel the rush of air as something jumps out of the window next to you.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what that is, so I'll just...
Yeah. So you jump by, and then I think, Tilda, you kind of get the sensation of something landing. Like, you see, like, the dirt kind of kick up in the alleyway as something hits the ground, and, like...
I will say to Tilde, in her mind, well, this got complicated fast. Let's get out of here, shall we?
Didn't it ever? All right.
Okay.
And I guess they just start walking away.
So Till just leaves?
Well, yeah. She doesn't care about anybody in that room.
So where are you just going to try and run? Like, do you have a location you want to go to? Or are you just going to just book it and try and hide?
She is going to her friend's house, who she believes is nearby in the district.
Yes. Yeah, it's like a 10-minute, 15-minute run, but you can lead Amonkad there. Amonkad, I keep going to call him Amonkad.
I'm going to need you to follow me, and you have to trust me.
I don't, but I will.
All right. Okay, great. Good enough for me.
Okay.
And she just takes off.
So at this point, you two can just make a run for it. Even if the halflings manage to get people outside, they're going to have to chase after you. So
she's like running in heels, and she still has her cigar, so she's like...
Perfect.
That's definitely healthy. And I think as you do get away, Amonkad, that the invisibility spell will end by the time you reach Tilde's friend. So the invisibility spell will pretty much end by that point. So back in the room, the elven lady, I'm just gonna make some quick rolls for her. Okay, so you watch as she strikes against Vinsaro, this halfling. You watch as like the first attack misses. He kind of manages to duck under it, but then she brings down. It seems that like as she's kind of like fighting, you didn't notice she had a sword on her when you first met her, Oz. But she also has, from seemingly nothing, just out of thin air, a dagger kind of forms in her hand, and it has a very strange crystalline kind of design to it, and there is something dark and purple kind of glowing within the blade itself. And as her normal longsword kind of strikes against Vinsara, you see this burst of ice kind of erupts and kind of, strikes her in her flesh as these shards of ice kind of smash all over, and she kind of cries out in this kind of painful yelp. But you watch as she plunges the dagger into him, there is this horrid kind of sucking sound. This kind of like a psychic shriek kind of erupts through the room, and Vinkara just clutches his head and collapses, just shaking, gripping his mind as it kind of sucks something out of him. And she kind of turns down and she's just like, "You didn't like that, did you little halfling bastard? This is a weapon of Dalcor, you son of a bitch. I'm going to find out where my daughter is." And he just starts stabbing into him, and he's just like clutching his buddy, like, ah!
This is obviously very serious, and we should just leave them to talk this out amongst themselves. Let's get out of here, everybody.
Ivo. JP so badly wants to fight them.
Yeah, I think
he can't. He's a centaur. Just sit on him.
Cast fairy fire again.
Yeah,
It's not like he can get out the fucking window, can he?
yeah, I can't like jump through.
You could try and squeeze
jump.
through.
There's a whole sport dedicated to it. Get on his back.
It'll be a
Oz,
tight
and the
fit,
two
but
of
you
you
could try
will
and squeeze.
leap through the window. Equestrian this shit.
Can I see Oz through the smoke, or is it hazy? Is it too hard to like make? Or I guess I don't see.
You can see him.
No, I knew. He
No,
was in
you
here.
don't.
I mean, I'm the
You knew he was
only
there.
tall person.
Yeah,
in
I
a
knew he was
crowd
there.
of
That was
people.
You see his outline. Like the smoke basically prevents you from seeing more than like 5 feet away from you, but it gives you a vague impression. You know he's there.
Okay, then I think I'll just like shout to the room and say, "Oz, are we fighting?"
Where is Ox?
So the man who said we're fighting. Yeah.
The window. It was an easy exit. He like puts the
You
cigar-
ran?
No, they ran. I'm asking. Oh, we. And I think I just like I touch my arm and cast bark skin, and say, "We're fighting. Let's go." Like start to walk into the room a little bit more.
Okay. The centaur,
As you were.
bark-like being, just begins boom, 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 stomping into the room. All 4 of the halflings, the little halflings, are going to try and basically beat on Oz.
Fantastic.
With their baseball bats and their daggers and everything else. God, I'm so not used to using this. I'm so slow. Sorry, guys. Okay, so how many hit? They have advantage because they have pack tactics. So first one, 23. I'm guessing is going to hit you.
Before we determine that,
Yep.
I'm gonna use unsettling visage.
Okay, tell me what this does.
So basically, Oz's the general's face ripples away and reveals his true changeling form.
Nice.
And this is obviously unsettling, and it's going to
Okay.
impose disadvantage on everyone in the room who's trying to attack him.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And is that a reaction? Yeah, you can do that as a reaction.
Yeah, that's a reaction. Yeah,
Lasts
I have to
until.
I believe just the turn.
Okay. So we'll just take these as the flat rolls for the 4 halflings. I won't bother giving them advantage then.
Mhm.
So what's your AC for Oz?
14.
So out of all of these, 3 of them are going to hit. Let's do. That's going to be a total of, what's that, 18 points of damage as these halflings that are surrounding you.
Are any of them ranged?
No, so the ones that did have their crossbows drop their crossbows and pull out like these short swards, basically.
Okay, I'm just getting beat the shit out of. All right, got it.
They've surrounded you, and they like while you're trying to pummel and kick them, they're just swarming around you like angry toddlers, jabbing blades into your calves, smacking your ribs with these like big clubs, desperately trying to like pummel you, and they're calling out like, "Boss, where are you? Are you okay?" And then like, "We're getting this one. Daladus set us up." And now it's your go, Oz.
All right. Well, I die. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's a good job that you were the one that got hit because you had like beast hit points.
Yeah, I have 26.
Yeah. So what, like 8 left?
Yeah.
Halflings, man.
I yelled to Ivo, I don't think we should fight.
Well, how are you going to get out of there? You going to the door? The window, I mean?
Window.
All right. I'll make an exit. And I think on my turn, I'll do something. If it's my turn. I don't think it is, though. It's Oz's turn.
No, it's still Oz's turn at this point, yeah.
You're going to charge through the wall, and it's going to leave a centaur-shaped hole.
That's exactly what the plan
You're going to go before the other halfling. So, yeah. He's going to Kool-Aid Man this. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to use Step of the Wind. I'm going to use one keep. Take the disengage action.
It's very wise.
Run for the window and jump out the window.
Yeah, easily done. With a disengage, you kind of... How does that look? Do you do like cool like wire fu fly across the room, or is this like you like shove a bunch of these halflings like bowling pins and then just run?
Complete with bowling pin sound.
I think I literally like front flip over one of the halflings towards the window. And then my jump distance is doubled because of Step of the Wind. So I'm basically just going to long jump across the room out the window.
It's like M. Bison kind of like spinning tornado, like whoosh through the window.
Yeah.
They're whipping like probably like the shreds of like the warden's like the watchman's like cloak and stuff gets torn on the edges of the glass, but whoosh, you just sail through, land outside into the alleyway. You've still got your move action as well. You can just dash off and stuff like that.
I think I'll wait. I think I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take
perfect
dodge action.
Okay, so Vinny and this elven assassin lady are just going to fight each other. They're just going to lay into each other at this point. You can see that Vinny probably leans up and he uses like a hand that becomes crackles with lightning to try and grab onto her. And then she basically starts stabbing him again. And when she hits him with a dagger again, this kind of like psychic scream scream erupts around. Ivo, what do you do?
How far away am I from the window right now? Would you say?
Oh, you didn't move that far. Like you were like right next to it.
Well, I can't.
I basically jumped past you.
Yeah, I can't use charge, but I move at 50 speed, so I'm just gonna run through the fucking window and. Because I can't jump their window. I'm 6 foot tall, 1,500 pounds or whatever. So it.
So yeah, I think give me an athletics check on this. Like, let's see how badly you have to smash
what
through.
What if your leggies get stuck?
Well,
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
It's not going to be a jump. Something. It's just going to be a run straight through type deal.
Yeah.
24, not bad.
24, okay. Yeah. So you managed
to... It's going to be a fucking horse-shaped indent in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you are going to take like some damage from just the sheer kind of force of like ripping through this wall and all the broken glass.
Of course.
Stuff like that. I think that would make sense. So we'll just do it. We'll do, I think 2d6 would probably be about that. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, you tear through the wall, the glass kind of shards from where Tilda smashed through, kind of tear through your human skin, through the horse flanks. But you manage to basically rip the sill beneath the window itself out, and then you tear out the sides, which gives you enough room to just get through.
He's got bark skin on right now.
Oh, that's true. You had dark bark skin. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll half it. Take resistance to that then. So you take 5. I think that would make sense. The buckskin kind of absorbs a ton of it as you kind of rip your way through. No, that's good. That's a good shout. I'd forgotten about the buckskin.
Yeah.
And as you kind of land outside, you see Oz, and down in the distance, like running down the alleyway, you see Tilda and Amonkhet, because they only run off literally like the turn before. So you see them sort of like dashing down the alleyway.
So
you don't see Amonkhet, you just see Tilda.
Let me get this straight. So
you're gonna just see us
running
chasing
away.
You.
Yes, Tilda and I are running away, and we see an enormous fucking centaur burst through the wall behind us, seeming to like rushing in our direction.
Yeah, yes. I'm assuming that he is angry.
Yeah, along with the cop that you saw earlier.
How far away is he?
So I believe that you guys got out, and then there was been a turn, so you guys would have had like 30, 60 feet. He's like 60 feet away.
I will heroically, because it is my turn, I believe. I believe heroically hurl a chromatic orb at him.
I think that as well, like, so behind the centaur and behind Oz, you see the 4 halflings are like pouring out of the window as well, like in chase. They're like, "We'll get him, boss!" And they're like, like the anthill mob scrabbling to get out and chase after. So give me that chromatic orb.
Well, all right.
Am I saving against that, or do you just do damage?
I have to roll
range attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your armor?
16 AC with Barkskin.
Okay. So with chromatic orb, I think I have to pick when I cast it. Let's make it an orb of fire. So I appear, because I know my spell is going to run out. I shout to Tilda. I'm like, there's more coming after this. I'll hold this one off. And I appear, I conjure up a ball of fire, and I Hadouken it at you. And I get a 15.
All right.
So the fire erupts around the wooden bark of this centaur. Yeah, and it makes it even scarier for you, Amonkhet, as this fire erupts around in this alleyway, kind of scorching these sheds, and this centaur just on fire, like this wooden form guardian, erupts from the flames, charging straight towards you.
Well, it didn't work. Run, and then I turn. I'm using my 30 feet to get.
Yeah, Tilda's like been running. She took her heels off. She turns around and goes, "Ah!" Just takes off, like cheeses it.
Okay.
There is a giant flaming centaur coming down this alley.
Yep.
God, he really wasn't messing around, was he?
So at this point, they're about 90 feet away. What's your movement speed, Ivo?
50 speed.
So if you dash, you actually catch up and go past them.
Yep, that would be the goal if it's my turn.
Do you say anything? It's your turn, so because the fighting inside.
Wait, as this like horrifying centaur comes to like overbear us, like I'm like, oh no, I can't run fast enough to get away, and I'm probably just waiting for the collision. He just runs past.
No, well, before I go anywhere, I will definitely tell Oz to like get on. I look at him and say like, jump on. We're leaving.
You could just like grab him with a hand as well. You can.
I had an action ready for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just grab him and he rides on back, and I catch up to Tilde and Amun, and I think as we get close to them, like near them, right on top of them, I look down and I say, I was, and then in a very like centaur deep voice, I just go, meow.
If they pan to the right, they see me sat on top of Ivo with my arms folded, and it's Charles's face, and I'm just going like this.
Terrifying.
Yep.
It's Charles's face, but he's wearing the cop's uniform.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now we're all running from the halflings.
Yep. All right, great.
Yeah, well, so you steal a glance back, and you see that the halflings were chasing you. The halflings that were chasing you into the alleyway, their attention is being drawn back, and they're like, she's around the boss, and you hear them kind of like pulling back in, and you hear kind of the voice of like, the boss is down, we gotta get the boss, and they kind of like swarming back in as she that you hear like the distant cries of this woman calling out for them. And yeah, I think that at this point you guys just managed to get away, so we jump out of the initiative. And
Window
Tilda,
MVP.
I believe. Yeah, Window massive MVP. Do you continue leading this group like Ivo and Oz? Do you follow Tilda, who is just seems to know where she's going?
Yeah, that makes sense. If they understand like what's going on, yeah.
That's my next question.
Yeah, she just says, "All right, fellas, just trust me. It's this way. We're going this way." She's a little out of breath, obviously. Smoking a cigar and running in heels is kind of tough.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough. So Tilda leads you through the back streets of Dragon Eyes, this very kind of Chinatown, vibrant district. And the more and more she leads you on, the more kind of abandoned the buildings become. The darker it becomes. The red lights kind of disappear. And then up ahead, you see what must have once been a park. An actual kind of like garden park with ponds and trees and flower beds. But it's fenced, an iron fence around it. And it's become incredibly overgrown. There are ruins of a gazebo and plazas and little buildings. And from the middle of it, there is this one large willow tree with these big drooping kind of curtain vines. And there are little kind of like habitats made out of brambles and thick groves of little trees. And you begin to see lights. The willow tree itself has dozens of like little glowing fireflies, which provide a soft, gentle luminosity to the whole area. And as you draw closer, you see that the whole place is full of rich, thick blankets and cushions and little firefly lanterns. And moving around, there are dryads and pixies and satyrs serving drinks, offering what appears to be some sort of elixir or something to completely near catatonic humans who just kind of gently drift it into their mouths and then lie back and their eyes glaze over. And you can see all these different fey creatures move around. There's definitely some more salacious activities going on behind these kind of leaved, brambled kind of huts. And you can hear moans and noises coming from all over them. And as you arrive, two satyrs, these gruff, goat-legged men with little goatees and horns, each of which have probably like big curved knives, look up. And they see Tilda.
"Oh, Tilda! So wonderful to see you here, my dear."
And they kind of like scoot up to you like,
"It's been a long time since you came to see us here in the Grove, sweetheart."
Right. Is he here?
Oh, you want to see the big man, huh? Yeah. Anything for you. Maybe you and I could get a little quiet time a bit later on. I'll show you what a man goat can do.
And kind
sure,
of like
as long as you'll be quiet for now.
Can I just commit suicide? Can I be dead now, please?
Yeah,
I just take out my dagger and I stick it in my own eye. I just forego my death saves. Goat man.
Yep. Sleazy as hell goat man. He turns around and he gestures leading to you. And as you move in, the centaur definitely catches a few people's attention. Several of the other satyrs kind of walk up and they're like, "Hey brother, how you doing?" They kind of like look up at you like, "You doing okay?"
Would I view satyrs as like lesser centaurs? Are like centaurs the top of the food chain in the Fey world, or where would
they're definitely you're a big deal. Like to them, it's a kind of a case of like you're an honorable warrior. Satyrs are kind of like the little brothers.
The way to remember it is two legs bad, four legs good.
There's definitely an element of that. Yeah. Okay. I think like satyrs and dryads will be pretty high up, and then everybody else kind of like works in between.
Okay. I think I try not to say anything and try to act like they're not there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And just continue following Tilda unless they continue on.
Okay. Amonkad and Oz, as you're making your way across this kind of like park where there's clearly drugs and all sorts of other affairs going on, two pixies in very kind of torn up, pieces of ivy and leaves flitter up in front of your faces. They're carrying large crystalline vials, almost as big as they are. And as they kind of flit near your faces, they're like, hey, you guys want some dream lily? You want some dream lily? It's only 30 gold, dream lily. You want some dream lily? And they're like buzzing around your head, offering this substance. And they kind of like buzz away. Yeah, like as you kind of swipe at them. The satyr is like, hey, buddy, come on. Take it easy.
It's like, look around. And I say to Oz, do you still have like the other guy's face? Or like, I'm very confused today.
I've got Charles's face now to make this easier for you both.
Thank you. So I turn to you and I say, we have to admit, we're completely lost. What's going on? Why are we here? This place is upsetting me.
Oz kind of grunts as he's walking, and he just says, I can hide the bruises, but they're still there. And clutches his rib.
I hope that the cat is not angry with us because we tried to light it on fire. We thought it was chasing us and hadn't seen it in this form before. To think, the only spell I've cast to attack an enemy in months, and I throw it at someone who I'm supposed to be friends with.
And you missed.
Well, let's not be inaccurate. I struck the creature, but he was more resilient than I thought. I'll just have to hit harder the next time.
It looked like you missed.
Excuse me, which of the two of us was just beaten near within an inch of their life by a bunch of halflings?
They are surprisingly strong.
Yeah, they're very resilient.
Take some moon lily. I might take some moon lily.
You want some dream lily? Dream lily? It flies in, like dangles it in front of you.
I mean, it does numb the pain, but you might not be able to think straight for a while.
Numb the pain.
He changes his mind and walks her away.
So at this point, by the time they kind of get buzzed away, you're brought to this willow tree, this kind of central willow tree, and the long draping vines are kind of pushed to the side. And you didn't think it could get any weirder, this place, but it does. Because sat in a carved out throne into the trunk of the tree is a bear. An actual bear. And two dryads are holding a giant amphora of honey that they're just pouring into his mouth that he's got open. Like, as this golden liquid just dribbles down his bare chin. And then it kind of like looks at you, slumps down onto all fours, and then looks up.
Good to see you, Tilda. It's been a while since you came to my glade.
Ain't this place a slice of heaven, McCarthy? I can't believe it. Wow.
I've certainly tried to make it one. What brings you and this little eclectic band to my little den of Tavix?
Licks the some hot water.
I gather.
Very hot water. I don't know if you've heard, but halflings. My God, they're like locusts. They're everywhere.
I'm not exactly keen on the little bastards, no.
Yeah, they were beating up my friends here. Like they were
Who do we have here? Introduce me.
Yes, of course. This is Charles. And this is his cat.
Actually, we might already be in the afterlife. But just in case, I'm Oz. This is Ivo. He motions to the centaur.
Yeah, I have a deeper, respectful bow. I don't know who this is, but I don't want to get in trouble, so.
Yeah, he looks at Ivo, and he's like,
Well, he like looks at you for a second. He's like, it is always good to see one of the Fey kind here. You travel in good company, Tilda. You should trust this one.
He gestures towards the centaur.
Yeah, the bow.
And what of this? What of this fellow?
He kind of gestures towards Amonkad.
And this is Amonkad. He can speak inside your mind. He's telepathic.
I'd heard that of your people.
You have a little on your muzzle there, some...
Kind of glances over, calls to one of the dryads. He kind of just calls over,
Jailer, would you mind?
this dryad, this beautiful kind of wooden, elven, feminine form, comes up with like a wet cloth and just cleans his muzzle for him and just wipes it down.
There you go. Who doesn't have a wiping dryad? Yeah, good.
So,
Listen, we're in need of help, assistance, anything.
what do you need?
We are set on this mission to find this girl. The man that I dated. Now he was quite a catch back in the day, but now apparently has taken a liking to this little lady. I have no idea who she is. She just kind of showed up, and we're supposed to go look for her. And he did give us some gold, which was very nice. And then these gentlemen and myself have been looking for her, and we have no idea where she is now. She's been the subject of a lot of conversations lately. McCarthy, you understand? She's a very hot item. But we don't know where to find her. And in fact, we did just escape from a halfling fight not just 10 minutes ago. They were all beating up on poor Oz over here.
You have my sympathies, Oz. The Boromars are known for being vicious little... Well, I won't use the term in polite company.
He nods to Tilda.
Oh, I don't
There's
mind, really.
been some... There's been some chatter about a girl being lost. My people, the sprites and the pixies, keep a close eye on the district. Seems that Vincaro Boromar was having a bit of a tangle with some shifters down in Stoneyard. And the girl was spotted alongside a House Orion courier. They escaped Vincaro and made their way into Stoneyard. But I don't think she's still there. Something happened. She was chased into the alley. But when the courier revealed who he was, he drew a blade, said that he'd been sent to kill her. That's when I noticed. That's when my people noticed. She has the aberrant mark of House Tarkanen. She engulfed him in a column of flame that burnt him to a cinder.
Oh.
Then another woman arrived, a half-orc, claimed that she understood what she was going through, that she was a member of the same family, the same house. She led her away towards Upper North Inch.
Half-orc, you say?
Well armed, from what my people told me. It wasn't any of my business. I have no interest in meddling in Boromar or Dragon-marked affairs. But it certainly seems to match the kind of event that you're describing.
And you said North Edge?
Yes.
God, I haven't been there in years. Good cigars.
Indeed.
Well,
You have
thanks for
anything
the
else?
information. I'm not sure. I don't know, fellas. What do you think? Any more questions? I mean, he's a font of knowledge, really.
Well, we did meet one other half-orc.
This bear has been very helpful.
It was just fortunate that I had the information. I didn't think it was of much use, but it seems to connect several things together.
Here's hoping. We're kind of on a paid job for this one, so might as well complete the task.
You should be
Anything
careful.
I can do for you? Anything I can get for you while I'm out? I know a place where I found some of that golden whiskey that you really like.
There may be something, but I'll send my people to ask another time. Consider it a favor owed. In terms of this girl, you should be careful. If she carries the aberrant mark and could engulf this assassin in a column of fire, she's likely unstable and dangerous. The druids and my people have seen things like that before. Demon magic for certain. Something unstable within her. You should be cautious.
Right.
If you need escorting out of Tavik's Landing, prevent any more of those halfling bastards, I can send a few people to make sure that you're not troubled. But once you leave Tavik's Landing, my protection will end.
I understand. Well, you sure know how to make a gal feel safe, McCarthy, and we appreciate that. We do, however, have a giant centaur on our hands, and, well, we can have him catch on fire, which is pretty damn great. But I think we'll appreciate the extra protection if you can spare him.
I can. He just nods,
All
looks
right.
at the rest of you.
When you say the thing about lighting him on fire, I look at Ivo like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to light you on fire. Fuck.
Yeah. I just take a long drag from the cigar, then blow smoke at you and smile. We're even.
All right, well, we'll get out of your hair, and thanks again for the info, and let me know if there's anything else I can do for you while I'm out there getting into trouble.
Come calling. Not just for you, but for all of you. Perhaps one day I can inquire to your services another time.
I could probably do with a little something. I'm not feeling too great here. Anyone?
I can offer you some Dream Lily, but I'm afraid that I am a bear, not a spellcaster.
Okay.
I just like reach over and pat you on the shoulder. I'll cast healing word.
He just looks at the ground, dejected.
You get 7 more HP.
There you go. Have 7
It feels a little
HP,
bit
Sam.
better. It feels a little bit better by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bear looks like, I can't help you, I'm a bear. So
Good point.
I'd help,
we'll
except
get out of your hair
I'm a bear.
and leave everybody to it. It looks like got some folks
Big
engaged
paw.
in party back there.
Yes, it's always a party here in the Grove.
he lifts up a paw, does an awkward bear wave, and then kind of goes like, "Brr," goes back to his throne, slumps down, and one of the dryads brings out like a big fish that he starts eating.
Nice.
All right. Stay safe in here, McCarthy. Don't get into trouble while I'm gone. She just kind of
You too.
walks out of there.
Yep. Nice. Okay. So what do you guys want to do? Where do you guys want to go? What's the plan?
Probably North Edge. I mean, if that's where they saw her.
If we could take
They saw them going towards that direction, but you don't necessarily know where.
If we could take a rest, maybe one that's short and not necessarily long.
Yeah, short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think taking a short
have, like,
rest
hookah
here
here or
might be
something?
good.
Yeah. Do they have a hookah room where we can talk?
Hookah room.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the Grove is the perfect place to take a short rest. You're kind of
Yeah.
a bit pestered by pixies trying to foist drugs onto you, but in general, you can easily take a short rest here for an hour.
Great.
How long do they last?
What's that? The Dream Lily?
Yeah.
It can be anywhere between an hour and 3 hours.
Yeah, it really depends
Oh, yeah.
on the dosage and whether you built up a tolerance or not. You got to start slow with just a little bit. Make sure you got some trusted friends around you, and then just work up to the big stuff. Don't get high all at once. Don't get over in over your
Also
head.
have a little bit for the pain. He has a little bit for the pain. Short rest.
Yeah?
It always starts
Give me
that
a
way, man.
Constitution
Don't-
saving throw.
Don't get hooked.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay. So you take it while the others are resting, you take this kind of silvery transparent liquid, and the pixies help drop it into your mouth as you lie back. And there's this soothing voice that seems to come from the plants and the trees around you that encourages you to close your eyes and enjoy dreams. But when you just can't relax, because as your mind begins to drift back, Oz, and the dreams begin to form, you start seeing memories. It's a cold inn in Passage. There's a girl, she's tied to a bed and things aren't right. There's a fit. There's foam or blood coming from her mouth. You're looking at the dosage bottle that you had in your hands, and did you give her too much? Is she allergic? You don't know what to do. You've never had to deal with this before. And then she just goes slack and the body just goes limp. And you try your best to try and revive her, make sure she's okay, but she's gone. And you don't know what to do. And the only thing you know to do, you take the clothes and you bury the body. And the next time you look in the mirror, that's you. And and at the end of the hour, you kind of come up as if no time has passed, but a cold sweat runs through your body. Let's roll 2, 4, 2. Get 7 hit points back. There's something about it that's kind of put you on edge. You kind of watch when Oz was dreaming. There's definitely a sense of not a very restful sleep. You watch his eyes kind of twitch in REM, and his body tenses occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tilda puts a hand on Oz's shoulder. Just ask him, you all right there, bud?
Yeah. Bad trip, I guess.
Right. Can have that effect sometimes. Here, have some water. Maybe that'll help clear your head a bit.
He splashes his face and drinks some and takes a breath. I'm good. I'm good to go, I think.
All right.
Good.
Might be a bit dizzy standing up. Just, take it easy.
I prefer this side of you, Tilda.
Well, haven't really been in a whole lot of life-threatening situations lately, and I feel that draws people closer, you know what I mean?
We should big family now.
Yep. We're blood, unfortunately. We should probably get going if we're all set.
So do you have a location in mind? Do you have somewhere particular that you would like to head to? Or are you just going to go to... Right? So North Edge is another big district. Like Tavik's Landing, it's huge collection of towers split into lower, middle, and upper North Edge. The only place that you've been to in North Edge that you know so far is Tarquin's Manor itself. That's where his home is. You don't really know anywhere else. It's a big district.
Well, he did mention something about the orc, so we could just go back and ask where that orc stays.
Yeah.
The one that gave us the money up front from
the aid. Tarquin's aid. Yeah, so you want to head back to Tarquin's Manor?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. So you can either go by foot or you can take a sky coach. If you take a sky coach, then it will cost some money, but you guys have got plenty at this point where I'm not going to fret too much about that. And it takes you about an hour to reach the manor again. This time,
by sky coach or
it's
walking?
Quieter. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you guys make your way. You can take the bridges. There's elevators that take you up to the upper levels. You maybe get occasional funny looks, but with, it's not forbidden for you to go there. It's just, gives you curious glances. And it's late at night when you're returning to the manor. There are guards outside, and as you approach, they've been told to let you in. So they let you in through the gates, and they say, "Oh, yeah, we'll just send word to Tarquin that you want to speak to him. He is in bed, so you will just have to bear with us for a time being." They lead you up. The guards unlock the door, take you into the parlor, and shut it again. And they take a position outside the room itself. The fire is cold, it's dead. Just that kind of lingering smell of burning oak, and strong whiskey fills the entire room. A few seconds later, you hear footsteps outside, and opening the door is Tarquin, kind of rubbing his eyes. You can see that his artificial arm is just kind of hanging loosely at his side, and he favors his organic one. He looks over, he's like, "Oh, sorry, I was sleeping. Have you got news? Have you got word?"
We have. And we were just wondering where that half-orc servant of yours was.
Zyla. I imagine that she's gone to her, her apartment, I guess. She doesn't live here in the manor. She has her own place. It's not too far from here.
Right. Well, we did get some information from a quite reputable source that possibly, Lysana, was it? She was in some sort of commotion and set someone on fire. So we wanted to come here to tell you that information and that possibly this half-orc was involved.
Well, no, that's not possible. Zyla gave me her word that she waited at the station. She didn't see Lysana. And set somebody on fire. I mean, I guess maybe if she was attacked, Lysana's learned the ways of the cleric, but I can't imagine that she would just attack somebody. She's a very sweet girl.
Of that I have no doubt. But as you probably well know, when you're backed into a corner, the only self-defense you possibly have is setting someone aflame. You're going to do it. And I'm not sure of the specifics here, but it did seem like she was in trouble. I'm just wondering if you've seen the half-orc lately.
That was an assassin.
Assassin?
Oh, right. That's the word that was used. Assassin, yes.
He just kind of takes a moment, and you can see he seems really stunned. He's like, well, thank you for telling me so quickly. You need to find her as quickly as possible, please. I can't have her be hurt. Zyla has an apartment. I'll give you her address. I'm sure that it must have been a misunderstanding. Maybe another half-orc. Go and speak with her immediately.
Could possibly
Tarquin
be.
moves over to... Go on.
Well, that's the only lead that we have right now, so we're working with what we got.
Yes, of course. No, I understand, Tilda. Thank you all. Thank you so much for the investigation. I'm sure that there must be an explanation. And he moves over to a side little desk in the parlor, takes out like a piece of parchment, scribbles down an address, and begins handing it over to you. And he hands it to you. It's a list of an apartment. There's like a tenement building near it in North Edge. She's like, a lot of House Deniath's aides and squires live here, so Zyla wanted to be amongst them. It's not a very big place. It's only a single room and a washroom. But she should be there if you go and speak with her. Do you think Lysana's okay?
If
you think she's still alive?
If the rumor is true, then yes. I mean, she's able to defend herself, and not a shrinking flower when it comes to casting spells, certainly. But yes, my heart says that she is alive. At least that's what I hope.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry to trouble you so late at night.
Yes. Oh, Ivo, I didn't see you that. Amazing that I can miss your form. It's good to have you on board. Thank you so much for helping with this.
It's good to see you again, Tarquin. We'll find the girl.
Thank you. I know that you are a man of honor, and I trust you. And I'm. If you've not met Amonkhet or Tilda, they're very, very talented, good people. Yes,
we have met. He was a cat before. Then I accidentally lit him on fire. But he's fine now.
You were the cat.
Yes.
He was. I don't know what happened to him in I don't know. There was some period where he was just missing. Then we saw a centaur, and that was him.
I think it is an improvement.
Yes, I agree. I won't ask the details. It's probably better somebody in my position doesn't know exactly what you've been up to. Take the address. If you find anything, if you need anything, please come and find me immediately. It seems that I'm going to be on my own for a little while, so come back anytime.
All right.
And as he says that, there is a clattering noise outside the room. You hear the kind of clash of metal and steel as guards engage with something, and Tarquin kind of looks up, and you kind of see him tense. The door opens, and a very bloodied, battered elven woman, the same one with the jet black hair that you'd fought in the Boromar.
Yes, the plot has caught up to us.
Kind of kicks it open, and she looks around, and she sees you, but she looks past you to Tarquin, and she just looks at him, and she's like, "You fucking idiot! Where is she? You've got her involved in something terrible, Tarquin. I swear to the sovereign host, if anything's happened to her, I'll fucking kill you and that bitch of a new wife of yours." And whilst I know this is a one-shot, I think that we're pretty much going to have to wrap things up and perhaps one day come back to this whole mystery. It ended up being a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Also, it totally sets me up that JP has to have me come back and finish.
Yeah.
I was about to say, a shrewd business decision from Mr. Mark Hulmes over here.
Not intended,
I see how it is.
We'll just have to have him
So
back.
perhaps, yeah, it went on a little bit more than I thought it would. So, but I thought
We're going to have to cliffhanger here, unless you pay me $7,000 for the rest of the plot.
It's true. 7,000.
Wow.
He's a stark businessman. You know? Yeah. Well, cool. We will end it there. We'll do some shout outs and we'll call it a one shot or perhaps a two shot.
One day.
Strippin, why don't you start us off? We'll go around and do some shout outs. Go ahead.
Good job, Mark. That means I get to come back too. So you throwing us.
Yeah, right. Like I just want to play with you guys again. I just want to play more.
What's up, guys? I'm Strippin. You can find me at twitch.tv/Strippin and at Strippin. I used to do a lot of roleplay stuff, so it was really nice to come back and do a one shot. Had a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Mark. This was awesome.
Thanks for coming back. Always fun to get the murder hobos back together. You know, it's good to see the old family, so to speak. Let's talk to the other half of the family. Adam, some shout outs, please.
Yes, I would love to. My name is Adam Koebel. You can find me on Twitter at Skinny Ghost or on Twitch, twitch.tv/Adam Koebel. But usually you will find me here in Mark's seat running Far Verona, which is our sci-fi game, or Court of Swords, which recently celebrated its 100th episode. It's a 5th edition campaign, so if you like this, you will probably like that. Yeah, we're here twice a week doing that. And then I do other role-playing stuff on the internet. You can find me. Go check it out.
There you go. Elspeth, do some shout outs.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Elspeth, streamer and voice actor and goofball. You can find me at twitch.tv/Elspeth, or I'm also on twitter.com/ElspethEastman, or you can listen to my voice. I've been in League of Legends, Battle Chef Brigade, Guns of Icarus, a bunch of indie games. But that's what I do when I'm not streaming. And I've been, this is my second one-shot roleplay show, and I'm also on roleplay every Thursday for Oddballs, which is also a ton of fun. So thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you, Mark, for being such a wonderful DM. This was so much fun, and I hope we can do it again. That would be great.
Also, and this is the most endearing way to say this, she's an elephant, as she said herself in the beginning of that.
I am an elephant as well.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
There you go. Last but not least, Mr. Mark Hulmes, do some shout outs. Let people know where they can check out your other DM action.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. This was really great. I'm glad I got to GM. Thank you so much to the cast. That was really, really fun. You guys were so great to run for. You can catch me. My normal thing that I do is I run a game called High Rollers, which we have our own Twitch. It's High Rollers D&D. We also have a YouTube, same thing, High Rollers D&D. But most people would probably watch us over on the Yogscast Twitch channel, but we're our own thing, just to make that clear. I do that. I also do Far Verona, which Adam GMs, which you already mentioned. You can come and watch us in that. High Rollers is on every Sunday at 5 p.m. GMT, which I think is 9 a.m. PST. I don't know what time it is in Eastern. It's its own homebrew D&D setting, so it's not setting Ebberon or Forgotten Realms. It's a custom campaign. It's a lot of fun. We actually play in person, so we're around a table as well, which is always really it's much easier. Like, as much as I love role-play, Roll20 stuff, the table is always good. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's quite nervous playing for a new group and doing one shots, but I hope you had a lot of fun. And I do hope we get to do it again and finish things off and do more, because you're all amazing to play with. Thanks.
Oh, nothing.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate the kind words.
We had fun.
We'll figure out when we can do perhaps a second part of this potential two shot, and we'll let you guys know.
We don't have to, but if we can, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
It's easy business for me to be like, yeah, let's do it. It's great. Scheduling these can sometimes be a nightmare, so I'm all down to reschedule and go from there. So I'll reach out after the show, and we'll go from there. So thanks everyone so much for watching. We will see you guys on the next roleplay show, whichever it may be. Make sure to check out High Rollers tomorrow with Mark. He's going to be on, I think it's 1 p.m. Eastern, Mark, I think.
There you go.
I think
1 p.m. Eastern.
I'm not
9 a.m.
100%
PST.
certain, but I think.
Yeah.
Someone in chat might correct me. We'll see. We're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Well.